Can I beat Terraria as a fish? Now, I know what you're thinking. You can't be a fish in Terraria. Well, you absolutely can. And not only will I be a fish, but I'll also be attempting to beat the game with weapons that are fish themselves, or at least nautical themed. Almost all of them will be caught via fishing, and even my healing items will be fish. Now, obviously, I can't start the game as a fish, so I'll just be this bald orange man for now, but by the end of this episode, I will have ascended to fishhood. Now, I know some of you may be asking, is it master mode? Is it master mode? And my question to you is, are you fucking insane? You want me to kill a god with a fish on master mode? No, thank you. But I will have access to the master mode accessories and boss drops via the Sanctum of the Deep. In this area, I will be able to claim treasure bags from bosses that I've slain, and I already hear some of you saying, this will make the game too easy, but you don't understand. Fish don't have it easy. Just look at this guy. Does he look like he has it easy? And I know a lot of you will just be sadists that are here to watch me die over and over, which in that case, don't worry because I've got you covered. There will be lots and lots of deaths. I'll be starting in journey mode because, well, I'm a builder, don't you know? But I won't be using any journey mode tactics to cheese the game. So our bald man is ready, and it's time to start. As usual, I begin by committing mass deforestation in order to construct a few disgusting box houses for our NPCs. Now, our first port of call here is to acquire 50 silver coins so we can get the merchant to move in and sell us the bug net. So I begin by committing genocide against a few pots. Alexander does not approve. I then discover a bunch of clay, and clay is really useful for us because we can use it to craft clay pots from which we can then grow herbs to use in fishing and create potions. I then find a chest with a can of worms and a herb bag, both very useful items for us. And then as I'm harvesting all the clay, I notice that there is a gnome right next to us. Now, gnomes will turn to stone when they come in contact with the sun, and this is super useful to us because place gnomes will increase our luck, which affects our fishing catches. I go to work digging an incline for him to chase us up. And then begin luring him to the surface. Now, he doesn't really want to play ball, and I can feel my blood pressure rising as the sun slowly sets. Now, this is simply a race to get him up here before nightfall, because when nightfall happens, I don't believe he will turn to stone. But we managed to pull it off in time and then take our prize. Since it's now nighttime, I begin unaliving the undead in search of silver coins for the merchant. I also collect any fallen stars that I can find because I can later use them with worms to craft enchanted nightcrawlers. And at a whopping 35% bait power, they are by far the best bait we can get at this stage of the game. And since we've not found any fish or nautical weapons yet, we are using the boomerang, which quite frankly disgusts me. And I continue the massacre of the undead in search of coins, but they don't drop too much. I realise we're going to need a bigger fish. I know, I'm sorry, I'm disgusted with myself. We finally get enough silver coins for the merchant to move in, and he enters as we're exploring some ice caves. I then purchase a bug net and prepare to go on an insect kidnapping spree, but realise it's raining, so I stop off first at the desert to collect some water leaf, which only blooms during rainy weather. Now, water leaf is used in almost all fishing type potions, so it's good that we can get some of this early. I did pick up an ice boomerang in the ice caves, and ice is frozen water, so it's technically a nautical themed weapon, but my hands long for the silky, slimy slickness of an actual fish. I then purchase an anvil so we can craft our first fishing rod, the reinforced rod, which grants us a measly 15% fishing power. I also use some of the excess lead we've got to craft a toilet, because sitting on a toilet whilst fishing grants us an extra 5% fishing power. Now I am yearning to get my fishing rod in action, but there's quite a lot more setup we need to do before we can start fishing, so I head to the underground desert in search of amber to craft crate potions.
It's me, Guppy the Gallant, and I say, like, subscribe, and comment, you fools!
Luckily, once I've found the underground desert, I find some amber almost immediately, but we're going to need a lot more than this, so I continue exploring the area. I use my ice boomerang to quick shot no scope an antlion with a cactus, and then get distracted by a purple light. Oh, what's that purple light? Before realizing that it was just a demon altar. Aww. Then I hit myself in the face with a cactus before finally stumbling on a huge haul of amber, which is enough to make plenty of amber gemcorns to fund my crate potion operation. I then spend some time worm hunting and searching for more herb bags. And then I find a trident in a chest, which means I have to automatically switch to it since it's our first aquatic weapon. I mean, it is the weapon of choice for the god of the sea, Poseidon. And I also find the shark bait item, which means we can get our first fishy pet companion. And then I catch some ladybirds so we can use those to brew luck potions. And I don't feel the slightest bit sorry at all, because I still remember the time one chewed a hole in my hand at my nan's house when I was a kid. I then spend more time worm hunting. And also test my trident out on the undead. Simple but effective. After some more underground worm hunting, I find myself on the border of the jungle, where I am beckoned by a jungle shrine. And to my absolute amazement, I find a fiberglass fishing pole, which is double the power of our reinforced pole. So we chuck that in the trash and take our beautiful fiberglass fishing rod. And then pop open all my herb bags and begin gardening. After my herbs are planted, I then nuke a squirrel for no apparent reason and begin blasting my way underground so that I can create an amber gemcorn farm, since they can only grow in the underground or cavern layer. I clear some space, plant my gemcorns, and then head to the jungle for a bucket of honey. Now, I need a bucket of honey so I can create some crispy honey blocks for fishing potions. And crispy honey blocks are formed when liquid honey comes into contact with lava, so I'll need to find a beehive. I employ my usual tactic of blowing stuff up and hoping for the best, and to my utter amazement, it actually works. We narrowly avoid blowing up the queen bee. Queen bee is right there. That could have been really bad. That could have been really, really bad. She's like about 3 millimeters away from that explosion. And then I collect my bucket of honey and head to the cavern layer to find some lava. Here I'm going to use an old liquid duping method by creating a G shape with some blocks and then pouring the honey into the lava off the blocks and refilling the bucket in this second part here. And when the honey comes into contact with lava, it forms the crispy honey blocks. But then I end up messing it up and not filling the honey bucket up in time. And then it gets worse and disaster strikes. I'm not seriously going to die from lava here, right? Oh. It's now finally time to start fishing. I craft some ale, which increases my fishing power by 5. I craft some enchanted night crawlers for bait, and then make a few crate potions and head to the desert to create a small fishing area. Now, our goal here is to get the magic conch, which allows us to fast travel to the ocean biome. It's got around a 19% chance to drop from Oasis crates. And luckily for us, it starts raining, which increases our fishing power even more. We place our toilet and gnome down and start fishing. After a long time fishing, I return to the base to pop open our Oasis crates, and the blood moon rises. Oh, f***'s sake. At this stage of the game, I have terrible weapons, terrible accessories, I have no idea where my healing potions are, but blood moons do offer a lot of fishing benefits. We have a chance of getting some chum from fished up blood moon enemies, which will increase our fishing power even more, and I simply cannot allow this opportunity to go to waste, and Guppy is no coward, so I head to the fishing spot and prepare for war. I fish up a zombie merman almost immediately and realise I may have made a mistake. Have these guys always been this hard? This guy's an absolute... This guy's made of stone. Listen. That's the sound it makes when you hit him. He's made of rock. No, 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 no! My soft, squishy, fishy body is swiftly disemboweled by the merman, and I grab some potions and return for round 2. Okay, round 2, let's go. Right, we've definitely got this time. We just got to keep dodging, got to keep weaving. One thing I still don't understand is how is this guy made of stone? I thought zombies were supposed to be soft and squishy. Like fish, but more disgusting. And you know people dying for me to do this on Master Mode as well. This guy should have his own boss health bar. Let's look at this guy. It may just be that my trident is absolute trash. I really need to get my hands on a fish as soon as possible. We are doing a lot better this time though. We've got him down to like 25% HP. Yeah, I'm really not about this life. Peace and love. I'm a builder. We're all about peace and love. Peace and... joking. Get wrecked, fool. F you, zombie man, you piece of shit. No peace and love for you. We emerge victorious over the zombie merman and are rewarded with some chum buckets for our efforts. Next, we fish up a wandering eye fish. Okay, we have a wandering eye fish. And for some reason, they can also follow us underwater. Do you have some chum for me, sir? Yeah, this guy does not want to give out his chum. I don't blame him, to be honest. Chum is love, chum is life. But I think this guy's definitely a lot harder than the zombie merman. He's got that maneuverability going on. Yep, this is not going so well at all. For the chum. No. Okay. It swiftly eviscerates us. With the blood moon over and my confidence and self-esteem thoroughly destroyed, we return to fishing. The quiet life might be for us after all. We then return to base to pop open our crates. And finally, we get the magic conch. Now this thing took me about 20 crates in total. And now I can finally teleport to the ocean and find the angler. The angler, of course, being the most pivotal NPC for this playthrough. His fishing quests will give us all the items we need to ascend to Fishhood. I begin building him a house, and then King Slime decides that I'm not allowed to live the quiet life. Okay, so we have King Slime. I was pretty sure that you had to do the Slime Rain event to get him to spawn, but obviously I'm just a noob and I was completely wrong. So this is going to be a bit of a pain in the ass with a trident. I wonder if this would seem more intense if I laid some dramatic music over it. So why do regular slimes float, but yet King Slime sinks? Surely he would have more buoyancy because he's a large mass of slime and would therefore float. This is scientifically inaccurate. And we got him down to about 25% HP now. Something I forgot about or never noticed, I've no idea, but he gets smaller as you hit him. He splits off into all these little slimes. But look at him, tiny little King Slime. Kind of cute actually. And we're just going to face straight into death now. I finally managed to take down King Slime and proceed with the Angler's House. We get the nerdy slime, and then I start fishing for my ultimate tools. The Reaver Shark, the Sawtooth Shark, and the Swordfish. Now, they were a lot easier to get than I expected. I obtained multiple copies of each, but I guess that shouldn't be too much of a surprise as my fishing power is through the roof at this point in the game. And I am using a mod to restore the Reaver Shark to its former glory. The Reaver Shark did nothing wrong, the nerf was stupid, sue me. I then head to the cavern layer to fish up some rockfish, and now all that's left is... Yeah, it's a dramatic fishing montage. We have been non-stop fish questing for a long time, and we managed to get the fish hook, the mine carp, the golden fishing rod with its massive 50% fishing power, making it the best rod in the game, and the golden bug net, which is going to make lava fishing a lot easier because it can catch lava bugs. But my joy is short-lived because the Eye of Cthulhu decides to crash the party. Right, here he is. Surprised it took him this long. So I'm going to use the rockfish for this because it has a higher damage than the swordfish. See, damage is a lot higher with this bad boy. And with the power of the rockfish, we blast him to his second phase in no time. Okay, second phase. To be honest, I could probably just face trade with him at this point. The rockfish is just going to win on DPS. The only issue with the rockfish is you can see my house is getting completely destroyed. Because the rockfish is also a hammer, it's just hammering, man, it's hammering these blocks, it's destroying the walls, and obliterated. Well, that was easy. So that should be 2 treasure bags for me now. King Slime and Eye of Cthulhu. We make quick work of the Eye of Cthulhu and return to the fishing grind. And finally, it happens. We get what we've been searching for all this time.
I had the strangest dream. I dreamt that I felled the foul beast, the Eye of Cthulhu, and the King of Slimes. It felt so real. But I wasn't a fish in that dream. I was a man. A bald orange man. This is disturbing. For how am I to know whether I'm a fish or a man? What are your thoughts, Zephyrfish? I see. Most troubling indeed. Am I a fish or am I a man? I need some time to contemplate this. The gods of the deep must have the answers I seek, for only they can tell fish from man. I must go on a pilgrimage to the sanctum of the deep, post-haste. O glorious lords of the sea, Neptune, Poseidon, Amphitrite, I have come to collect my bounty for felling the Eye of Cthulhu and the one known as the King of Slimes. With his unnatural ability to sink, he was a menace to all fish kind. Only, when I felled these beasts, I was sure that I was a man. I must ask a favor. Please, I must know. Am I fish or am I man?
We are impressed by your heroic deed, Guppy. Feel free to claim your prizes in this sanctum, but we are unable to honor your request. We are limited in the knowledge we can bestow on mortals. Be they fish or man, but we can guide you to the answers you seek. Seek the knowledge of the shark. They don't have your answer, but they may know where to find it.
The sharks, you say? Very well. Thank you. I must know, am I a fish or am I a man? We have a long road ahead of us, Zephyrfish, and I feel like this is just the beginning. But I will know, for my name is Guppy the Gallant!